So 2x minus 4 equals 0. 3x minus 6 equals 0. Minus 4 plus 4 on each side. 2x equals 4 divided by 2. X is 2. That's the first value. And the second one is plus 6. 3x equals 6 divided by 3. X equals 2. So they're both the same. So that's the answer. Next one, we're going to set up 5x plus 3 equals 0. 4x plus 7 equals 0. To the line. And then we're going to solve for x for each one. Minus 3 on each side. 5x is 0 minus 3 is negative 3. Divided by 5. X is negative 3 over 5. Let's do the second one. Inverse, minus 7. 4x is 0 minus 7 is negative 7. Divided by 4. X is negative 7 over 4. So this one is negative 3 over 5. X is, and then negative 7 over 4. Find the zeros of given function. So right here, you need to factor this and then find what x's are. So 12, negative 5, and negative 2, their GCF is 1, nothing in common. So you're going to multiply A and B. Make sure you use negative 2. So 12 times negative 2 is negative 24. Use the x method. You have negative 5, put it here. And then you're going to pick two numbers you can multiply to get negative 24. But when you add, you get negative 5. So that one is negative 8, positive 3. So I'm going to expand this. 12x squared minus 8x plus 3x minus 2. And then I'm going to set that equal to 0. And I'm going to find x later on. So what you're going to do is the GCF of 12 and negative 8 is 4. X2, x squared, and x, they have x in common. So I'm going to use 4x. And then I'm going to factor, use this and divide here and divide here. So I'm going to do that. That's 3x minus 2. I'm going to factor the second one. You have plus here. And GCF is 1. So you're going to do 3x minus 2. After that, you're going to use these two and write 4x plus 1. And then you can see you have 3x minus 2 in common. And you're done with factoring those two by grouping. Once you have that, you have to make it equal to 0. So I'm going to do it over here. And I'm going to find, you have to find what x values are. So you write 4x plus 1 equals 0. 3x minus 2 equals 0. So you're going to do minus 1 on each side. 4x equals negative 1 divided by 4. So x is negative 1 over 4. Let's do the second x value. Add 2 on each side. 3x equals 2 divided by 3. X equals 2 over 3. So these are the answers for the x, which is called the roots. Let's take a look at number 4. Number 4, what you're going to do is you're going to look at this, and you have this 8 on the right side of the equation. You need to move that over here. So instead of positive 8, when you move it, it's going to be negative 8. So you're going to do 3x squared minus 10x minus 8 and make that, since you moved it, you have nothing there, put a 0. And you need to factor this, okay? So 3, 10, 8, you don't have GCF. So I'm going to do A times B. Sorry about that. And then you're going to do 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. And then you're going to put negative 10 here. My Smartboard is being a little bit sensitive here. And then you're going to pick two numbers that you can multiply to get negative 24. But when you add them, you get negative 10. So times and plus. So I can think of negative 12 and positive 2. When I multiply these two, I get that. And when I add it, I get negative 10. So I'm going to expand this by using those two numbers as coefficient. And then you're going to copy the rest of the problem. And you're going to set it equal to 0. So you're going to factor the first two. So 3 and 12 has 3 in common, x in common. So that's your GCF for the first two. So you're going to write this. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. And the next one you're going to do 2 and negative 8. There you have a plus sign there, so put the plus sign here. And there's 2 is their GCF. And then that's x minus 4 equals 0. Our goal is to find x later. Okay, so first you're going to do this. You're going to write 3x plus 2 in the front. And x minus 4 you just write once. And you're going to set it equal to 0. So you have to do this. 3x plus 2 equals 0. X minus 4 equals 0. Why don't you go ahead and find what x's are for each one? And that's your answer. When you do that, x equals 2 over 3. X equals 4. So those are your answers here. So, putting it all together, given the graph, find two factors and their polynomials. So look at this graph. Where are zeros? This is your 0. So you have 1, 2, 3, that's 3, 0. And what's this? Just count the dots. This is going to be on the negative side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's negative 6. So these are the zeros of the function. Y is 0, x is negative 6, and 3. So you're going to write negative 6 and then 3. So x, those are the x-intercepts. We call this roots. So if I want to know the factors, think about this. If I do x plus 6, if x is negative 6, isn't negative 6 plus 6 gives you 0? Then what's the second going to be? Second factor. It's going to be x minus 3. Because if I plug in 3 in there, 3 minus 3 gives you 0. So you need to plug it in and see which one gives you 0. So we're going backwards and looking for the factors. And what is the polynomial? They want you to do multiply these two. So you can use the box method or you can use a FOIL. So right here I'm going to use x and 6, x and negative 3. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. And you always add the diagonal and put the plus sign because they have to combine like terms. So this is x squared. 6 plus negative 3 is positive 3x. And then you just write negative 18, this last number. And x plus 6 times x minus 3 is this. So that's the answer. So please use this video lesson on YouTube. Look for Finding Zeros, part 1, 2, and 3. And you can use that to do your homework. And any questions you have, I'm going to answer and help you again when I return. And also, I'll post this on Blackboard. So you can also go to Blackboard and click on the link.